So, thank you, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, the founder of GITI, Global Education Training Institute. And thank you, Mr. Sudhir, for inviting me here on this platform. My sincere thanks to all my lovely audience. I'm seeing some faces here. Okay. So, we as teachers were transiting into teaching online, and this unprecedented pandemic hastened the whole process. But we teachers, we didn't want to deprive our learners of learning. So all of us very bravely jumped into fighting this COVID-19, and we are all successful. So today my topic is competencies for teachers in the 21st century. If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. Why are we saying that? If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. Why we are talking that 21st century is a paradigm shift in education? Why do we want to evolve our learners, our teachers, our classrooms? Why do we want that education should go beyond the classroom? Yes, the technology. The technology has changed the whole world. We are in the era of globalization, artificial intelligence, machine learning, 3D printers, and virtual classroom. Our teachers in this 21st century need to develop not just the academic intelligence in children, but they need to develop social intelligence, emotional intelligence, and also adversity intelligence in children. You know, why so many suicides in IITs and coaching institutes? Because we taught our students Trikon, Samkon, Shatkon, but we never taught them Drishtikon. So why children commit suicide? Because they were not told how to face the failures gracefully. They were not told how to be mentally strong in the adverse situations when the things are not going your way. So now is the time for education to be very holistic. Teachers need to bring balance in the academics, in the life skills, values, attitudes. We just don't need to give the cognitive development to children, but we also need to give them life skills, how to respond in a healthy way, acceptable ways to the challenges of life. What are the skills that a teacher requires to connect with her students? Because this connectivity is the most important skill that a teacher requires, whether she's in the physical classroom or she's in the virtual classroom. So all teachers attending this session, can you tell me 4 important ways to connect with the students? Yes, Sudhir, can you tell me what they are answering? Okay, so some of you have answered. To connect the students, you need a good smile. Very good answer. Yes. The first skill teacher requires as soon as she enters the class is her smile on the face, which connects her students to her. What else we require to connect with the students? Yes, our art of asking questions are giving examples in the class. The activities that we design. Yes, Sangeeta, you are talking about engaging the children. Yes, we are talking on that. To connect the student, she has very rightly said, and I can see Rupashri ma'am from Bikaner talking about the emotional support. Very nice, ma'am, because the students learn when they are happy. So emotionally, how the environment in the class is created, that matters the most. You know, for children, it is not so much important what you teach, but to them, the most important thing is how you make them feel in the class. Do they feel confident? Do they feel happy? Do they feel excited in the class? Or they feel sad in the class? They feel, insulted in the class. So that makes the difference in learning. And Rupashri ma'am is again given a comment, friendly behavior with the children. Yes, nowadays we can't be very authoritarian with our students. We have to be friendly, but then I would say we don't have to be a friend. Friendly behavior is okay, but don't be too much friend, because what happens is you have to maintain some distance with your students. Only then they will listen to you. Okay, so yes, connecting to students, the way we treat the children in the classroom, the way we tell them through our words that we are there to support you, that makes a difference in the mind of the students. So the challenges before the teachers are the competence, what they need to develop is how to engage the children in the physical classrooms as well as virtual classrooms. So virtual classroom, of course, if you're on a Zoom, the students can see you, so you can smile for them. You can make a good, quiz session, and the students would be interested in answering you. You can have poll on something, and the student. So you are making your virtual classroom also very engaging, and then creating pleasant environment. Because if you bore somebody, nobody will learn. If somebody feels unpleasant in your class, they are not going to learn. So make your classroom very happy classroom, and that way the children will learn. Now Neha is telling me gap should be there between a student and a teacher. Yes, Neha, I've already talked of the boundaries, boundaries that teachers have to maintain. Every relationship has a boundary, and we need to maintain those boundaries. Okay? Yes. Now, coming back to the topic. Okay, there is another one, Shraddha. Okay, Shubhra. Shubhra is saying empathetic behavior. Very nice, Shubhra. That is one skill which is required very much in teachers as well as the students. Teachers understanding the students from their perspective, and students understanding the teachers with their perspective. In COVID-19, students and parents both needed to have a lot of empathy for teachers, because teachers were not prepared for this online sessions. It was sudden. It was so sudden, even parents were not prepared, even students were not prepared. But our warriors, I call teachers our COVID-19 warriors. They took this challenge and fought a war with COVID-19 and also won it. Am I right, teachers? Yes. So the engaging children with your good body language, with your good appreciating words, that is very important. with your different teaching methodologies. Sometimes, telling a story to children, and sometimes having some games for children, sometimes some activity like you are teaching preposition to children. So it's not necessary that you have to go into the theory. First start with the activity. You can tell them, take out the pencil from your box, now keep it on the table, keep it under the chair. So they are physically getting active. It is very important that children are made attentive, not only physically but mentally too. Otherwise, the child is sitting physically in the class and mentally he's not there. Now also there are a lot of parents who have been asking, that children, the very young children, they are not ready to sit for the class. Yes, they are young children, they were not used to. So it will take some time. Parents have to be with them, but they will then. Okay. So teachers' skills are how to engage, how to create the pleasant environment in the class, how to use different methodologies, because one dress can't fit all. The children sitting in the class are very different. They are all unique. Some word smart children, some number smart children, some picture smart children, some sound smart, some nature smart, and there are different learning styles. Some children see and learn, some children read and learn, some children listen and learn, some children learn with the hands-on activities. So teachers' lesson plans count a lot. Teachers, have to teach adaptability to students. What is this adaptability? The adaptability to live with different surroundings, the adaptability to live in the changed environment, to learn the new technology, to learn the new apps, to learn the different, ways of learning. Like teachers now are not only teaching through Zoom technology or Microsoft Teams or the Google Meet, but they are using everything to teach children. These WhatsApps, these mobile phones, the cable TV, the NCRT audiobooks, the e-books. So this is the time where teachers need to learn a lot of things, and when they know it, only then they will transfer it to students. That's why we say, if today we are not knowing how to video conference or how to do other online teaching methodologies, then we are not going to give that to our children. And then when in their future they will require these technological skills, they will fail in their jobs or getting a job because they are not having employability skills. So teachers, we need to work on holistic development of children. We need to develop them physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, and even spiritually. Not only just we have to teach them academics, but with our subjects, we need to integrate values of compassion, empathy, gratitude, sincerity, happiness. All these values we can integrate with whatever subjects we are teaching. We need to make our students very responsible, good citizens. We need to, get health and hygiene also, good health and hygiene habits in our students. This is what is holistic education. Now, teachers in this century are not only just doing, lecture method or two per method, but they are showing videos to children. They are using the slides in the classroom. And they are at present, when children are sitting at home, they are having summer camp, so they are taking their lessons through Zoom technology and many other ways. Like, we have programs like Kids Time in DD Bharati and many more such things. So the education will be complete only when we give character education to children. Education without character is like a bird without wings. So we have to make education complete, and 21st century requires that teachers should first upgrade themselves to better connect with the students. They should integrate technology. They should go beyond the classroom. They should go, Sangeeta is telling me they should go beyond yes, Sangeeta, I missed it. Okay, beyond the curriculum, yes. And not only talk of IQ, EQ, SQ, but also talk of AQ, that is adversity quotient. And yes, somebody else telling me, okay, adversity quotient, I've already talked, Sangeeta. Anything else you want to say, Sangeeta? Okay. So now I'm open for questions. Any questions that teachers want to ask? Now whole world has become one giant city. You see, some people from abroad, some people sitting in Bikaner, some sitting in Ajmer, they are all able to connect with me. And same is happening with us. A good teacher sitting anywhere in the world can now give a lesson if a student requires. Talking of talent, person sitting anywhere can search talent, because people are connected on LinkedIn, people are connected on so many other social media and digital platforms. The students, if I talk of, the teacher is not the main knowledge provider. The students are learning from many sources. They are going on Facebook, they are going on YouTube, they are going on Twitter, they are using learning apps. They are learning from so many sources. So now teacher needs to know the authentic sites, and then only she can guide her students on them. So any questions? Yes, I'm waiting for your questions. Okay, core competencies. We need to understand that Sangeeta is telling me we need to understand we are, Sangeeta, it's too small for me to read it. Okay, along with the students, we need to understand we are co-learners. Very nice point. Yes, now the teacher is a facilitator. That means guide on the side of the student. At times we ask the students to go and see something on YouTube, and then in the class we discuss that and ask them to do some statistics, take out the statistics of that data. So things like that. So we are just then facilitating, standing on the side of the student. In 21st century, we are promoting a lot of group activities in the class. We form small groups, and we make leaders in the group and give them a topic, and that is how they discuss among themselves. What is the advantage of this? The advantage is that one child sitting in the group is a number smart child. The second one is a word smart child. The third one is the sound smart. So, the results are very good because there is a lot of synergy. Okay, so Rupashri ma'am is telling me, I feel a common question, ma'am. Students of secondary classes hardly love to attend live classes. No, ma'am, I don't agree with you here. Okay, to one point you're right that yes, because it's online lessons are there now. so they don't want to come to the classroom. But yes, if the teacher engages them, if there is a lot of peer education, teenagers like to learn from their peers. So instead of teacher teaching them, the group work if teacher assigns and makes some of their own classmates leaders, and then they make a presentation, they listen. So to some extent, I agree with you that nowadays students, because they feel, especially with this pandemic time, they feel that we can do all the study at home. So why not promote homeschooling, or why can't we study from home? So yes, that time also is changing. So maybe, yes, but generally they want to attend the school because the school is not just for academics, especially the teenagers. They learn so much from each other. Their social skills are built, their emotional support is there with their peers, and many of the things they want to share amongst each other. So I think classrooms are necessary. The computers are only the aids to teachers, but they can never replace teachers, because the teacher's personality matters a lot in the classroom. Her words, appreciation words, her pat on the back, all these are important. So Shubhra is telling me during live classes, the parents are also watching and they interfere with their boards. How to go about it? Yes, this challenge most of us are facing. If I talk of young children, yes, the involvement of parents is must, but then sometimes, parents interfere a lot. That creates a problem. And this we have to, it is just, this pandemic has come all of a sudden. So now we are coming out with policies, with some screen discipline. Not only this, that is, parents are interfering, but it is also that students are, just sitting in their bedrooms and learning. So this is also there. They are not having the screen etiquette. So when something happens now, only then the solutions come out. So now gradually the solutions are coming out for these type of problems. The parents are working from home and they are not having so many, laptops to give to other children. So at times they do interfere, but we are very soon going to work on it. We have to see in these online classes what is working and what is not working. And that way we will come to the solution of these problems. Sangeeta is telling me, let us dare to allow students to be drivers of curriculum. Okay, Sangeeta, if you talk to students, what curriculum they want? Yes, what you are trying to tell me is that we should have child-centered curriculum in this 21st century. Yes, the children's levels are different. So, in this era, we can have this child-centered approach in education. If someone knows the A level, then we can take him to B level, but someone is not comfortable in the A level, then we can group him in the A level. Now, Neeta ma'am's question is, nowadays, students are more interested in other field. They take least interest in studies. They want everything exciting. See, the technology has this power to engage children. So we have to upgrade ourselves to bring those engaging skills while teaching. So what you're saying is they are interested in other field. So no problem. Children have different intelligences and you can't fit one dress to all. So if they are not some student, maybe he's not interested in maths, but he's very good in arts. Some other student is very good in sports. So we have to see what is their strength. in which areas they are interested. And in those areas, we can groom them to even go for jobs related to their strengths. But then teacher's role is to identify the strong area in the child and then guide him and also to motivate him to remove the weakness that he has in different subjects. What is that weakness point? That we have to tell the student, whether he's missing the written skills or he's not good verbally to expressing himself. So all that we have to identify first. So Neeru Sharma is telling me actually there's no substitute to manual teachers, but the students find it convenient. I agree with you, Neeru, that the computers cannot substitute teachers, and especially in India, where the connectivity problems are there, the electricity is not there, there are villages which are so remote, the child is not getting any infrastructure and all that. So that they have to have a face-to-face teaching. But yes, now is the time for blended learning. What is that blended learning? It has to be a face-to-face interaction with the students as well as online lessons also. Any other questions? Okay, so another question, I feel parents now, after viewing or watching us teach, have more respect. Yes, Sangeeta ma'am, I agree with you. Now they are seeing the pains we take in teaching and how students misbehave and how we control them. So all, our skills, they are able to watch, and they are sitting with the children, not able to manage one or two. So now they are having empathy for us, that how do we manage the 40 children in the class, the 50 children in the class. And if I talk of government schools, they have even 70 children in the class. So now they are realizing that that's a good thing for teachers. Okay, how to encourage students to complete their homework, especially during online sessions? So, completing the homework, it depends what age the child is. If the child is very small, we use some token systems, with very small children, like up to second, I can say, what we do is we use some smileys and the sad faces. So when child does something good, like he's completed the homework, he has come with all the books, he's very regular in his studies, he's doing the assignments very neatly, all these things are, he's adding something in himself. Filling up the bucket, we call it. So we give him some smileys. If he's doing something negative, he's abusing somebody, or he's not doing the homework, or many more, the things which we want him to improve. So there we give the sad face, and then we can say, okay, you have to collect 10 smileys. So whatever are the sad faces, we will minus it. You have earned 20 smileys, they are like 20 rupees. Now you have earned 5 sad faces, so 20 minus 5. Now you are left with 15 smileys. So we can attach some awards. The teacher will have a lunch with you, or teacher will give you pat on your back, or something like, clapping in the assembly. So various, reward system. And if the children are teenagers and they are not completing their homework, and if I talk of physical classrooms, then of course, sometimes we make them stay back in the class. We don't give them recess. And, sometimes we are taking other children for something. We tell them you will not go. We deprive them of a sports period. So there are, various negative reinforcement that we use with the children. About these homework not being done online, then we have to give our feedback to parents And it is always a teamwork. Parents have to come forward. Together we have to solve this problem, and we have to have lot of orientations and counseling for parents, how they have to involve themselves to make their children learn, to develop their children with teaming up with teachers. Sangeeta's question is, students need to be encouraged for inner discipline. Yes. How do we learn? How do children learn? Role modeling matters a lot. Actions speak louder than the words. So, when they see their own parents being very disciplined, being very hardworking, and being very sincere, committed, they also learn to be. But nowadays, what is happening? They are not getting good role models. Even I would say that some teachers, I would not say all, some teachers, it's a compulsion that they have joined the teaching profession. It is not by their choice. So, maybe that sincerity is lacking. And, as teachers, we need to do a lot of homework. We always are a student throughout our life. We are ready to learn, to adapt. And so, if the students see in us the role modeling, then they will also try to follow it. And of course, inner discipline, we can inculcate them in them through various methodologies, various techniques. Like, I don't know which age group we are talking about, but I use storytelling as a big tool to change the behavior of the students. And then different rewards in the form of, sending a good video to student, that also works. And sometimes sending a good poem to student who has done good, he becomes very happy. So there are different ways to discipline children. There are different ways to reward children. And teachers, words are the tools for teachers. So you have to very carefully use your words. Any other questions? Yes? Teachers need to develop insights to measure inner discipline. Sangeeta, I'm not getting your question too clear. Teachers need to develop. Okay, you are giving a solution. Okay. Okay, thank you. Neha is thanking me. So thank you, Neha, for attending this session so sincerely and asking me so many questions. I'm so pleased, so excited to be with you all. And Neeru, okay, thank you. Thank you, Katie, once again. I think the time is over. Okay. Any other questions? So all the best to my teachers, my lovely teachers. Just fight with this COVID-19 and teach your students the responsibility and other skills which we have talked today. Thank you.
So it's been a wonderful session, ma'am, and I think that audience are speaking the same way, and we have discussed some very interesting and realistic points considering the Indian education system. So and lot many comments are there. I can see that people are actually liking it, and very soon we would like to hear from you again on any different topic, and we would get some good new insights from you from your end.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. So before we leave for the day, ma'am, any tip or any last message you would like to share with our viewers?
See, this is the time for sharing and growing. So I would say, teachers, you're blessed with this technology because now you can link with so many groups. You can get so many ideas from the teachers sitting abroad, teachers sitting in next to you. So you have to be open to learning. That is what I can say. And be prepared to even talk to your colleagues if you have a problem. Because, everybody has a different brain. Hardware is same for all of us. We all have two eyes and all that. But software is different. We all think differently. So, everybody can give a different solution. Today also, like I am there with two ideas and 40 sitting here are with two ideas. So we get 80 ideas. So learn from others. Be open. Thank you.